America, how we doing today? Dusty. Lots of sawdust. Wood chips, wood shavings. So, wow, 83 people. How we doing today? And hold on, let me go get a rag. Oh, mercy. So how we doing today? Let's see who we got on here. Oh, these are dirty. Those are really dirty. Smudged up. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, Linda Lorenz was first. Afternoon Stan, Ohio. There you go. Morning North Star, afternoon I guess. Hello Brenda, Jonah, Karen, Foggy in Salina, Kansas. Yeah, there you go. Fog means moisture, so, you know, hopefully you get a little rain out of it too. Stuart Pollard, we were heading great. We were here waiting, okay. Yeah, take it. The bus is legally registered and tagged now. Yes, it is. That's what I did yesterday. I've been working on it since the 1st. December 1st, I went down to the insurance company and started working with them. And it's surprisingly hard to find insurance for a bus. But State Farm came through for me. And I don't know about your state, but in Texas, there's such a problem with uninsured motorists and people that run around with no tag, no registration on their cars, used to, and they had a problem years and years, 30, 40 years ago. They had a problem, the license plate, and they put that little sticker on the license plate. Well, somebody come along and they just steal the license plate. And it's got the sticker, so as long as they didn't get pulled over, a cop wouldn't pull them over for an expired tag, as long as they weren't doing anything else wrong, okay? And so that was a problem for many years, you know, way back when. So they took the sticker off of the tag and made a bigger, different sticker and put it up on the windshield, inside the windshield. So right on the driver's lower corner, there's a little sticker on Texas. And that is the actual tag. The metal thing is just a thing they can read the number off of. But you keep that tag for, you know, 5, 6, 7 years. The paper, the sticker that goes in the window, that's something you get every year. So anyway, you got to go down and get that. You used to be able to just go down and get registered, and that was it. Well, then they had so much trouble with uninsured motorists, and so they made it a law. And once they got the computer systems up and running, the internet was going pretty good. They thought, you know, hey, we've got this tool at our discretion here, so why don't we make a database so that when you go down and get your annual inspection, you know, in Texas you have to have it inspected every year. Now, I know Kirk up in Kansas, he's only got it, they've only inspect their car one time when they buy it, whether it's new or used or whatever. When they buy it, they get it inspected, and that's it. And mainly that inspection is the VIN number to make sure it's not stolen vehicle, okay? And, but yeah, they don't have an annual safety inspection or anything like that. In Texas, it's mainly turn signals and horn and windshield wipers and, you know, lights and stuff like that. And they take it around the block, make sure the brakes work. And that's about it. On the newer cars, now my van, I didn't have to do it because it's a 1 ton, okay? But a 3/4 ton and down, and all your cars, they plug it into the ECM port underneath the data port, underneath the dash, and it checks the health of the motor, because the motor knows how healthy it is, and it just relays that information to the computer, to their computer, and they can tell whether it's, you know, something's wrong with the car, and it's polluting the air. And they only do that in major cities, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, the Houston, San Antonio, Austin, I think El Paso, and that's about it. All the rural counties, they don't do that. It's just in the big cities. So anyway, that's how they do it in Texas. And you got to have, first you go down and get insurance, and then you go down to the inspection bay. They're not a state-run inspection bay. They're private, like oil change places, like Jiffy Lube or the dealership, the Ford, Chevy, Dodge dealer, or whatever. You go down there and get your vehicle inspected, And when you get it inspected, that's one of the things they ask for is the insurance. So you show them your insurance card, and they type it in that it's good to a certain date, whatever, and you're good. You have insurance on your vehicle. You're inspected. Now you take that down to not the DMV, but the tax office, and it's the same place you pay your property taxes and stuff like that. You go down and you show them that they've already got it on file, because as soon as they put it in at the insurance company, that's uploaded. As soon as they go to the Jiffy Lube, the inspection place, that gets put on. So by the time you go a few blocks or a mile or 10 miles down the road to wherever the tax office is, they've already got that on. It's already on the internet, on web. So they look and see that you have this and this and that. Okay, now you give us some money and we'll give you a sticker and you can drive. So it cut down a lot on uninsured motorists. The way they get around that, the people that can't afford it or whatever, they get 1 month of insurance, get tagged and everything, and then they drop their insurance and don't have insurance the other 11 months until next year. They come around and buy another new policy at a different company, new thing. But they pay a lot for it, because if you don't have a previous insurance company, let's say you go from Farmers to State Farm, okay? State Farm will see that you had insurance with Farmers and you're just changing. But if you don't have any insurance and you come in and say, I want insurance, they go, you're one of those guys, and they're a lot higher rate. They figure they're only going to get you for 1 month, so they get you really hard on that 1 month. So anyway, insurance companies are not going to lose. They've got it all figured out, and they're not going to. They're like the casinos. They're going to win. They're always going to win, unless there's some huge thing like a major disaster, a hurricane, earthquake, or something like that, huge forest fires or whatever, a meteor, whatever. And then they go crying, we don't have enough money, we spent all our money, and then the government bails them out. It's hell. So anyway, yes, I did get the bus inspected, and it's legal to drive now. So I think this afternoon, tomorrow morning, Tomorrow morning, I'm going to call my welder up there in Fort Worth and see if I can't schedule some time to go up there and get the hitch welded on and get the door worked on. So the door will open and close like a regular door. So, also, can you see it here? Right there is going the wrong way. Right there is a box. That's my refrigerator. Bought a refrigerator for the bus. It's still in the box though. Not ready to put it inside because it get dirty and dusty while it's in there. So, got a fridge, got inspection done, got a container. Pam bought a container to put all her furniture in and all of her possessions and stuff like that. She plans on selling the house here in another month or so, something like that. Don't know exactly the time frame. Probably won't be in December. It'll probably be at earliest January, maybe February or March. But she gonna sell her house, and she got to have a place to put all her stuff. And she didn't want to put it in my shop because mice. Okay, she's worried mice will get in there and chew it all up. I said, well, just put some mothballs down. They'll leave it alone. And oh no, then my furniture will smell like mothballs. Oh, okay. So anyway, she wanted a container, so we went down, what is today, Thursday? We went down Monday afternoon. Monday afternoon, went down to there's a place that sells containers. My God, they're expensive nowadays. Shipping container, a 40-foot high cube shipping container. I bought mine, the one outside out there, in 2015, I think. And I think I spent about $1,800 plus $200 to ship it or deliver it. I spent around $2,000 for mine. Yeah, it's more than doubled the price. It's crazy, and it's all because of COVID. Bullshit. I say bullshit. So, if there's anything negative in your life, or you want to screw somebody over in some way, charge them a lot of money on some item, it's COVID. It's COVID, so I have to charge you twice as much now. Crock of crap. So anyway, I don't know why I'm so upset. She paid for it. It's her container. And they're going to deliver it maybe today or tomorrow, something like that. And we're just going to put it right beside my container out there. Mike, why didn't you let her put it in your container? Mine's full of junk. Mine's full of stuff. I got some oil spills on the floor and stuff like that. You know, there's a little table in there, and that's where I've got my chainsaw sitting on it. And when it sits, oil dripped out of it and got all over the floor. And, you know, so there's oil on the wood, and you can't. It's hard to clean that up. And you know, it's just I've got quite a bit of stuff in there. Just, you know, it's not anything major important, but it's just stuff, you know. And there wouldn't be enough room for all that, plus all of her stuff. So anyway. All right, what else we want to talk about? Let's see, let me see what you guys talking about. Yeah, I think Texas kind of followed California. Dave Daly said California's the same way. Once you buy it, inspect it, insure it, that's it. You know, you don't have to, you can drop your insurance and nobody will know any difference until next year. But that's why I get so upset or irritated at California. Because whatever California does, for good or for bad, most of the time it's bad, it seems whatever California does, states like Texas and New York and Massachusetts and, you know, places like that, they end up following. And, oh, that's a good idea, let's do that, you know. And it just irritates the hell out of me when California comes up with some BS, you know, really stupid thing. And it's like a virus. It permeates to other states, you know. California is a disease. I didn't say that, did I? No, California is a beautiful state. It's just their politics are so screwed up, you know. And then they get mad. Well, our taxes are so high, we're going to leave this state. Everything costs too much. Gas costs too much, and food costs too much. Blah blah blah. And they leave, and they come here, and then they vote the way they did back home, and screw that state up. So, what? Jack Walsh, send Stan a sheep shear kit. I like my beard. I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I kind of like it. So, anyway, and you got to, if you're a nomad living out in a bus and traveling around, you got to have the hippie beard. You know, I think I'll grow it out long. I'll put, you know, beads in it and braid it and stuff like that. So what have I done all week? It's been over a week since I did a video. So what have I done over the week? Spent several days just doing the insurance and the tags, and I had to get new tags on the van. It's 2 years old. In Texas, the first 2 years, if you buy a brand new vehicle, which the van was brand new when I bought it, the inspection sticker and the tag and everything's good for 2 years, okay? Or no, the inspection sticker is good for 2 years. The tag, you still have to go down and get a tag. But anyway, or no, I don't have to get a tag. Yeah, it's good for 2 years. The dealership puts it on, it's good for 2 years. And then, so anyway, you don't have to pay the first year. You don't have to do all this stuff. So this is the first year I've had to do it to the van. It's 2 years old now. I bought it in December 6th, if I remember right. I bought it in December, so it's due in December again. So I went. Monday on the 1st, on Thursday, I spent most of the day going around to insurance companies talking to, you know, I've got the van at Farmers. So I went to Farmers and paid for the van and asked them about the bus, and we hem-hawed around about that for about an hour, and they finally realized, you know, after they called somebody higher up, no, we don't do, if it was a factory-built school bus, in other words, like Wander Lodge, something like that, they'd insure it, because that's built as a RV. if you bought a school bus like this and took it to somebody that's a professional, licensed, registered, and blah, 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 and builder, which there are very few of those, and they're very expensive. They do a good job, but they're very expensive. And I guess it's because they're bonded and all that stuff, and they have to go by a certain, code, like the way they put the plumbing in and the electrical in and all that stuff. But because it's self-build, they won't insure it. So I went elsewhere. I went over to State Farm, talked to them. Was there with them for over an hour and a half, something like that. And they said, yeah, we can. We gotta send some paperwork off and everything. Come back in a few days, or we'll call you in a couple days. So Monday I went back down there and talked to him, and he says, yeah, we got everything, but it's not sent to me yet. It's all's good, thumbs up on everything, but it's. He says we need some pictures of it. Okay, so I had some pictures of it, and then he just called me today after I've got the insurance and everything. He called and says, hey, we need a photo of the VIN number, the VIN plate. Okay, so I had one on my phone, so I sent it to him. But then after I got done talking to State Farm, didn't know if they were going to do it or not. They thought they could. So anyway, I went down to another insurance place. It's a private broker, and they can go through a whole bunch of different insurance companies, and gave her all the information, told her what I was doing and everything. And she called me back and says, nobody's touching it. And she's going through like 10 different insurance companies. And she says, nobody will touch it because it's a self-build. All right, so State Farm, that's the only one I know of. So if you're looking to build a schoolie, State Farm's the one. So anyway, and then did something one day, spent most of it. Didn't even come out here because I was so busy doing something. What was it? Can't remember now. What did I do Monday? Did something Monday. What was it Monday? Monday morning. Had to go do something. I don't think I came out here on Monday. But anyway, I've been going out on the other days that I did come out here in the afternoons and stuff. I finished up the electrical. You thought all the electrical's in? No, just the solar stuff was in. It was mounted to the wall. It had a couple wires running to it. I had all these other wires to run. After I got all that done, put in the wall and everything, and hooked everything up. I ended up hooking up the solar, the panels to the thing, turned everything on, pulled it outside. It was a really cloudy day, like today, right now. It's really overcast, fully overcast, cloudy. So we're not getting hardly any sun. And even with that, I was getting 1,000 watts between the two panels. You add them two together. And I had to, on your phone, get all Bluetooths to all the different boxes. And let's see here, I'll just show you. There's all my Victron stuff. Now the first one is the shop. Okay, the other four, yeah. The first one is the shop. That's that one right over there. Well, it's underneath the cabinet. It's for the shop solar. And then on the bus, I've got the front four and the back four, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got a shunt, and then I've got a smart battery sense, which kind of ties everything together. It's a temperature sensor and all that kind of stuff. It's a little box about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches by 3/8 inch thick maybe. And it's got double sticky tape on it. You peel it over and you just stick it to the side of one of the batteries. And the batteries, when they charge, they can gain, build heat. A lot of electricity flowing. You build up heat. And if the batteries get too hot, it'll slow the charging or completely stop the charging until they cool back off. So that's what that little thing there is for. But it talks to all of them, and they all talk to each other and decide how much each one is supposed to give electricity to. Well, anyway, it was noon one day when I first pulled it outside. I was getting 1,000. I was like 500 on one and 480 or something on the other, or whatever. They were varying back and forth. But overall, it was around 1,000 watts of solar coming in between the two panels. And then later that afternoon, I left to sit out there all day to charge the batteries for a while. And because they come from the factory, when you buy them, they come about 70% charged. They were 13.25. And 13.25, and if you look on a chart, that's roughly about 70%. When they get up about 13.9, I think, or something like that, that's when they get the full charge. And what else? So I've set it out there to kind of charge the batteries up, and they didn't charge much because it was so overcast. And I haven't had a clear day since then. It's been overcast every day, and it's going to be that way for like another week. And it's like, I think the 15th is the first day it's supposed to be sunny, and that's over a week from now, so it'll change. So anyway, then I had to run all the 12 volt. Had to put a little fuse box back there, you know, the little spade fuses like in an automobile. Put a little fuse panel in there, wired that up, and it just, all that little small intricate work. I walk over to the bus right now, you look inside and you're like, hell, he didn't do anything. I did a lot, but it doesn't show because it's all intricate stuff that takes time and really doesn't. If I put a big cabinet in, you go, wow, we got a big cabinet. If I put 20 little wires in, you're like, what? I don't see it. What's the deal, you know? So it doesn't look like I did much, but I have. All the solar is up, running, working, and I got my light. That outside light is wired to a switch just inside the door. This backlight on the back, I'm not going to run a wire all the way back there. So these will run off of two different switches. This one here is a switch just inside the door. Good, it's right there by the front door. You flip it on, you can walk around, whatever. If you're out camping somewhere, I'll just walk into the bus and walk back here and flip a switch on this one, and it'll turn both of them on if I want that much light. But normally you don't really need that much light. Yeah. I've got all that stuff wired up. I still have a little bit more wiring to do with the outlets, but I have to put the cabinets in first because I'm going to put those outlets. I'm going to put in the cabinets or somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to have it ready for quartzite. Should have it livable, not done, but functional. Okay, I won't have all the trim work and the beauty work and the pretty work done, but I'll have it functional. Okay, unless something happens and I get delayed somehow. But as of right now, I should have it done. All right, let's get off of that. Oh, got a call here. Hold on. This is the container guy. Hello, Mark. Yeah, this is Stan. You called me? I must have missed the call. I didn't hear it. Okay. Okay. I'm out here right now if you want to bring it right now, but yeah, tomorrow's fine too. Yeah, and yeah, no problem. No problem. Okay, any idea what time in the morning or afternoon? Sure. Okay. All right, well, I usually don't get out here until about 10 or 11 o'clock, so, you know, so if you want to factor that, if he's got something you can do early in the morning, then come do mine in the afternoon, maybe. Okay? And if not, let me know and I'll be out here. Just let me know. All right? Thank you, sir. Bye. All right. Tomorrow, hopefully. And, it's a real pretty orange one. So, all right, let me see what else. Let me read a few more comments real quick, see if anybody's got anything they're wanting to talk about. I'm just going to breeze through them real fast. If I'd read them myself. How much did it cost to get legal? $500. That's for the tag. The insurance was $102 a month for full coverage. Bus insurance, not RV insurance, because it's not an RV yet. That was a whole other thing I forgot to talk about. They won't insure it as an RV until it is an RV, and I'm not done with it yet. So he says we can insure it for the first 3 months as a just a bus, like the way it wasn't, before with the seats and all that. it's registered as a private bus, or not insured as a bus, okay, not an RV. Once I get it done, I take it to him, or he'll come over and we'll take pictures of it. He'll turn that in, and if it qualifies for what they want, they can switch it over to RV insurance, which will probably be about the same amount per month or 6 months or whatever. It'll probably be about the same dollar amount, pretty close. But the RV insurance will cover everything inside: the solar, the batteries, the charge controllers, the furniture, the water tanks, the water, all of the stuff, everything in it. It'll cover that, and all the stuff you have in it, like clothes and tools and stuff that you have, that you want, and kitchen utensils and whatnot, pots and pans and all that kind of stuff. So you tell them how much stuff you have in there, and insure it for just you just add it all up. Oh, well, the bus is worth this and this and this and this. I want the bus itself insured for a dollar amount, and then I've got maybe, pick a number, $2,000 worth of stuff inside, in clothing and kitchen utensils and pots and pans and whatever, and some hand tools or whatever you think you've got in there. And so that if you have a major accident or the thing burns or whatever, everything is covered from the tires up. Everything's covered. As it's insured right now, it's just that thing is insured. Nothing else. The solar isn't insured, the batteries, all, the interior stuff, none of that build stuff is insured. It's just the bus. And that's okay. So we can't insure it as an RV until it is an RV. Okay, so after a few months, we'll go in there and we'll change that over. And the tags are the same way. You can't register it as a bus or an RV until it is an RV. So I went down and registered it as a private bus. The tag actually says private bus. Okay, and of course, when you do that, you have to pay the sales tax. You have to pay the sales tax. You have to pay the tag. The sales tax was around $300. The tag itself was about $200. And then there's all this stupid $1 fee for this, and $12 fee for that, and $20 fee for that. It all adds up. And I think the whole check I wrote was $580 something, $586. If it sounds familiar. Anyway. That's how much it actually cost down at the thing. Now, next year I won't have to pay the sales tax, and I probably won't have to pay a couple of those other small fees and everything. It'll probably be about $200, and it goes by weight, okay? It goes by weight. Now, I went in the bus, there was an old registration from the previous owner, and it showed his tag. He only paid $57 for his. What the hell? I got to look at it. He registered it as a bus, a regular bus, but he told him it was 7,000 pounds. Nowhere close. And when I weighed it, it was 17.5, and then I gutted all the seats and everything out, and it got down to 15.4, if I remember. No, 15.8. 15.8, and that's gutted. And by the time you add everything in, just lie and tell him it's only 7,000 pounds, Stan, save you some money. You get pulled over by a cop and he sees on the registration it's only 7,000 pounds, and you weigh 18,000 pounds. Guess what? You get an overweight ticket because you're only registered for 7,000 pounds. 7,000 pounds is about the weight of a full-size four-door pickup, So yeah. So anyway, it costs a little bit more, but I get pulled over for some tail light out or something like that, and good cop, probably no problem. Bad cop, yeah, problem. So I won't have that issue, hopefully. So anyway, it was $500 for that. The insurance was $100. The inspection's only $7. So what are we looking at? Almost six plus the two, about $800 to get it legal. So there you go. Let's see, go back here, scroll through. Try to find a comment worth talking about. Is Christmas shopping done? Nope, I'm not buying any Christmas presents for anybody at all this year. People got too damn much crap. They don't need it. I might give them a gift certificate or something like that to go to dinner. I'm not even buying Pam anything. Probably, and I always say that because she got too much shit. But this year, I almost believe it because she's going to have all this shit, unless it's something she can take on the bus, you know. And she's going to have, well, I buy her a new crock pot. She can't take that, you know. She's got 2 of them already. What's she need a 3rd one for? You get the idea, you know. So yeah, give her a flashlight. Oh Lord, I give her a flashlight. There you go. Oh, but yeah, just, you know, I have railed about that for the last 20 years, at least 10 years or more. Christmas, it's out of control. It's about Jesus's birthday. It's not about how much you spend down at Walmart. You know, it's not, ooh, look at all the stuff I got. No, it's about Jesus' birthday. Buy him something. Don't buy me something. I don't want no Christmas presents. I want to get together with family, have a meal, enjoy that. That's what Christmas should be. This commercialization has went nuts. People have lost their ever-loving mind with Christmas presents. Oh, nice. I'm wearing shorts. It's 75 degrees today. Tomorrow's supposed to be 69. It's been nice the last several days. Muggy, kind of humid, but it's nice. It's enough when I get into a bus and I'm working and doing stuff, I'll sweat a little bit, but I come out here and I cool right back off. So it's actually very nice. It's humid, but not overbearing. Because it's cool, it's not bad. Does the sawdust make your hair look longer? That sounds like a country song. Does your sawdust make your hair grow longer? I don't know. I'm trying to find a comment to talk about. In Georgia, your insurance is tied to your tag. If you drop your insurance, you lose your tag too. I guess if you don't pay your insurance, next day if you get pulled over, if you don't pay your insurance and you get pulled over, the cops say, hey, your tag's expired too, because you don't have insurance on it. Maybe they'll do that in Texas too. I don't think they do that here, but I don't know. I always carry my insurance. I learned my lesson many, many years ago about insurance. Back when I was married, like 100 years ago, my ex-wife was in charge. I take my paycheck home and give it to her, and she'd give me $5 for lunch for the next day at work. And she paid all the bills. And when we started having problems, she decided, no, let's not pay Stan's pickup payment. Let's not pay his insurance payment. Let's not pay any of that stuff. So after we divorced or split up, I went down to trade it and come to find out I thought I owed 3 months on the note, and I owed about 1.5 years on the note, and a whole bunch of back insurance. And yeah, that ruined my credit for 10 good years. I can always thank her for that. They don't trust, well, yeah, Heather too. They don't trust your building after they don't know how many vehicles I've built. And see, I'm not a builder, okay? A licensed, registered, insured, bonded, or whatever words you want to use there. So I'm not considered a builder, therefore it's still considered homemade. Where's the air horn? There's no air horn on this. I've got it's a electric horn on the steering wheel. It's loud though. It's a good loud one, like the old cars, you know, the old Cadillacs and stuff back in the 80s. It's a good loud one, but it's not an air horn. Yeah. Where's the air horn? What's the container going to be for? For storing Pam's furniture and stuff in it. Everybody's wanting the air horn. Cedar balls. Okay, cedar balls. Okay. Oh, my weight. Weighed myself last night. Last night was, I didn't eat last night. I'll eat tonight. I'm eating every other day. Basically, I'm doing one meal a day. I'm doing one meal every other day. Okay. And I've added up, let's see, what's today? The 8th? Yeah, today's the 8th plus 15, because, you know, I started on the 15th. So 15 plus 8 is what, 23? In 23 days, I've lost 19 pounds. It was 262 last night. Should be about 261 tonight when I get home. So in 23 days, I lost 20 pounds. Roughly a pound a day. And I lost quite a bit the very first week because I was doing 3-day fasts, and then Thanksgiving hit. And I just kind of balanced out throughout Thanksgiving. I ate a big meal on Thanksgiving, so I actually gained weight back for a few days, but that finally came back off. And then the next time I ate was a leftover Thanksgiving meal, which is another, you know, quite a bit. And we're finally getting to where all the Thanksgiving food is gone now. I think we ate the last of the ham, not last night, the night before. We ate the last of the ham, and anything else, there was some macaroni and cheese, but it's so old, and you know, there's not much of it. Probably throw it away. But yeah, this diet is working really well for me. It's not as drastic as the one I did years ago. The one I did years ago was, what was it? 3 months, well, 64 pounds, roughly 2 pounds per day. 2 pounds per day average throughout the whole thing. Right now I'm averaging right at about 1 pound per day, okay? So, and yeah, I lose a lot of water weight the first week. Yeah, maybe the first day or something, but I mean, I drink a lot of tea at night when I get home. I drink coffee all day long. I drink a couple bottles of water, and then, you know, I don't know how true that water weight thing is. But I think I lost a lot the first week simply because I was doing 3-day fasts. And if I went back to a 3-day fast, I'd probably lose it faster, 2 pounds a day or something. But that third day, I just don't have any energy. I'm just so lethargic, and I actually feel fine doing this 2-day. I don't even notice that I haven't ate. You know, the only time I notice that I haven't ate is when I go home and Pam's in there cooking something. She timed it well this time. She actually made more banana bread. She made some more banana bread about a week ago, and it was on. She baked it that night. When I got home, the house smelled like banana bread. And it was the night I could eat, so I ate about half a loaf. It's a small loaf, but I mean, I had a lot of it. I haven't had any ice cream since the 15th of November. I think the last time I had ice cream was on the 14th or something like that. So I haven't had any ice cream. The only luxury, other than just regular food, the only luxury is on nights that I can eat. After I eat, I'll get a mixed drink, whiskey and a little splash of 7-Up. I like a good strong drink. I used to drink it straight, but it give me the burps or whatever, like acid reflux. So putting just a little bit of 7-Up in there somehow tames it down, I guess. I like to sip my whiskey. I don't drink like a mixed drink at a bar where it's half Coke and half Jack Daniels or something. I like it about an 80-20. 80% whiskey and 20% liquor. That's about where I like it. So, no ice cream or eggs for a year for me. Watching my cholesterol. Okay, my cholesterol's a little bit up, but it's not way up. It's just a little bit high. You know, for my age, it's a little bit high, but not bad. How far did you make it east? Who are we talking about? I drink my coffee every day. You can drink any liquids that have no calories at all, period. And I shouldn't say that, because let's say a Diet Coke or something, or Coke Zero or something like that has 0 calories. Can't drink those. Can't drink those because it has the sugar substitute in there, saccharin or whatever kind of, whatever they use. And for one, I don't think that shit's real good for you, but because it'll kill mice, It'll kill mice. Yeah, if you injected a 1.5 gallons of that stuff pure into my body, it'd kill me too. They kill lab mice with this, like saccharin or something, and say, yeah, it'll kill lab mice, so it's not good for you. Yeah, they put it at such a high dose, that's what kills them. So you can drink anything that doesn't have calories. Now, coffee doesn't have any calories. Tea doesn't have any calories. No sugar. Can't have no creamer. Nothing. It can't. It's got to be black coffee and just plain tea. I made some green tea, but I don't. Green tea doesn't have any flavor for me. I don't know. I mean, I made a double strong, and it tastes like water. I might as well just drink water. I drank that green tea around the Thanksgiving time. I made a big old pitcher of it, and it just didn't do anything for me. I don't know why, but it just didn't. So supposedly it's better than brown tea or black tea. But anyway, I just drank Lipton black tea, no sugar, and you can't have any like Diet Cokes or anything like that, because the artificial sweetener tricks your brain into thinking there's calories coming. So the idea of this fast is to get into ketosis, okay? And which is an offshoot of the keto, the keto diet. I'm not doing a keto diet. I'm just doing a fast, and I eat whenever I eat whatever the hell I want. I just don't eat a whole lot of it. I just eat a normal meal. If it's macaroni and cheese, so be it. We had chicken chili the other night, and chicken chili is mostly northern beans, great northern beans, and canned chicken, and some spices, some what do you call them? It's a can of those little green peppers or chilies, green chilies, I think. Anyway, it's a chicken version of chili. It's not chili, but they call it chicken chili. But yeah, just whatever meal is, to eat, I'll eat it. I'll go eat Mexican food. We haven't ate anything out since I started this diet. But anyway, you can't. The idea is after 16 hours, it takes about 8 hours for when you eat something. It takes about 8 hours to work its way through your body and out the other side. And then while it's going through, it's pulling all those nutrients out. After it pulls all those nutrients out, it takes about 8 hours to burn those nutrients up, the calories and the whatnot, to burn that up. So from the time you eat, 16 hours later, everything you ate is either disposed of or burned up in your body. After 16 hours, your body's like, hey, we need some energy. So it starts looking around. It makes you want to be hungry. And if you don't eat, then your body finally gives up and says, the heck with it, let's just go find our own food. And it looks around for fat storages on your body, and it burns those fat storages up. So if I eat on a Monday night, let's say, Monday night I eat, and I'll eat from 6 to 10, have a meal, and then later in the evening I'll eat some mixed nuts and a adult beverage, okay? And by 10 o'clock, that's all gone. I go to bed at 11 or 12, wake up the next morning. By that afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, about 2 o'clock, I go, boy, I sure would like to have a cheeseburger right now. It doesn't bother me that bad. I think some people would really be bothered with it. I'm getting used to it. It's my body's regular rhythm now, and it doesn't bug me. So usually probably whatever 16 hours, from 10 o'clock up to about 16 hours. So 10, about 4 in the afternoon. About 4 in the afternoon on Tuesday, my body doesn't have any energy left that it ate, so now it starts looking around for fat to break down. So all Tuesday night, all day Wednesday until about 6 o'clock, I'm in fat burning for about 24 hours, okay? And during that 24 hours, I burn about 2 pounds of fat off. Then I eat, or I burn about 3 pounds of fat off. But then I eat on Wednesday night and put about 3 or 4 pounds back on. So it's this, you know, it's just like this. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing, you know? So anyway, that's how that's all been going. All right, I've yacked about this stuff enough. Is there a diet? Is it right? No, it's just regular Folgers coffee. I drink Folgers decaf, and drink a lot of it. I drink maybe, when I'm in the truck driving, I usually drink a whole pot throughout the day. When I come out here, I drink. It seems like I drink about a half a pot. You know, I'll drink this, and I've got my thermos out in the van. I might fill it up a little bit more before the end of the day, and then probably drink two waters, you know, throughout, you know, drink water on the way home or something. So when I weigh myself, all these numbers I've been giving you are weights at around 6 o'clock in the evening. After I get home, 6:30, 7, 5, whatever, right around 5 to 7 o'clock. Before I eat, I come home and strip down, take a shower. I get out of the shower and I weigh myself. After that, then I go out and I grab some food and eat it that night, or fast that night, one of the two. But I always weigh myself somewhere in the evening around 6 o'clock. So it's the same day, every day is weighs the same. I might weigh myself in the morning sometimes, just curious, you know, but I don't record that. I only record the 6 p.m. weight. So, and I do feel lighter. I mean, I'm not lost a lot of weight, but I feel better. And a little bit, you know, a little bit better. A little bit more, I don't know. It feels like I got a little bit more energy, I think. I don't know, you know, I don't feel like I'm running a marathon or something, but I don't feel as lethargic as I used to. Yeah, some of you guys are getting real scientific on this stuff about statins and triglycerides and all this kind of stuff. It's just, I've watched a lot of the videos about that, all that stuff, and I know it's all in there. I just don't bother to learn it. But yeah, I know I could probably lose weight faster if I did a little bit different, but I'm happy doing it the way I'm doing it, you know, and it's working for me. So. As long as I keep losing weight, down to I'm going to try to get down around 210, somewhere around in there. So I still got 50 pounds to go, you know, something like that. So anyway, let's go talk about stuff. Let's get in here. When I first turned the video on, I was over here planing wood down. Right behind this, I don't need these anymore. Right behind this is a cutoff saw. Station, okay? When I built it, I built these cabinets under here to store wood. That's all wood, pallet wood, okay? When I was trucking and hauling freight and everything years ago, every time I saw, you can tell the difference between a pine pallet and an oak pallet, okay? They're heavier. So whenever I come across one of those oak pallets, I would save it, bring it out here shopping. After I get 10 or 20 of them or something like that, I'd tear them down, okay? And the way I'd tear them down, let me stretch it all the way out, hold this. The way I would tear them down is you put your pallet up here, and I take my steel saw right here, and you know a pallet, it has all these boards laying on top, you know? But then underneath it's got 3 2x4s, one in the center, one on either end. I would just go along here and just cut that 2x4 off. Throw that 2x4 away. Burned it, okay? Used it for firewood. Pick the nails up later, right? So on some of them, I cut the boards out and I have the 2x4 gone on this end, 2x4 gone on this end. So instead of a 40-inch pallet, these are about 38 inches long. Let me 37.5 inches long. Okay, so they're 37.5 inches long. So a 40 by 48 pallet. 48 is the long way where the forklifts go in, and then side to side is 40. 40 by 48 pallet. So by the time you cut this board off and that board off, you're left with about 37-inch piece. Now, some of them I cut here, here, and here, and here. Others that look nice, that I knew would be pretty good wood, I pulled them out and got rid of the nails in the centers. So you can see here's where the two nails were that held this together. There was a two before here, two before here. So I cut this one off, cut that one off, and I pulled the nails out, saved it, and made a 37-inch board. I've got a bunch more in there that I cut here, here, and here. 4 cuts, and then you got all these little 22-inch boards or whatever, so I got several of those. Okay, that whole cabinet's just full of old pallet wood. Okay, now if you have it, if you have one, thickness planer, they're wonderful. You can take old crappy looking wood. Here's one that hasn't been touched. This is how it was on. This is how it was on the pallet. See how rough cut that is? Okay, there's the center. There's those 2 nails. Actually, this is where the 2 before was. This was the top. That was the underneath where the forklift could come in and lift up. Okay, so you can see where the stain is from the old 2 before that was under there. Okay, but that's how rough it is. See how rough that is? All right. So you run it through the planer. Now, let me see. Run it through the planer, 1 pass. You see it smoothed it out. And then there's a couple little low spots right here that didn't get touched. And so that's 1 pass, okay? So run 1 pass, and then you run it through a couple more times. There's a piece that it was too low, it didn't get caught. But here, see how smooth that is, how nice that is? It's red oak. That's expensive wood down there to store nowadays. And then once you run it through several times, you get it perfectly smooth from end to end. Okay, now if you look right here, you see that little rib right there, and there's one right there. That's a nick in the blades. There's a nick in the blades. There may have been an exceptionally hard place on wood or something. I try really hard to make sure there's no nails in this, because it'll tear those blades up terribly. So somewhere along the line, maybe as I was feeding it through, there was a rock embedded or something. It was enough, just enough to nick that blade a little bit. So I get these, what was it? I get these little ribs right here, see? Because it was going through. It wasn't going through perfectly straight. I might have went through it at a bit of an angle, so it started out here. By the time we got to the other end, it was over here. So that's why it has that angle across it. But beautiful, beautiful red oak wood. Beautiful. All right. That's no, that's white oak. That's white oak. Here is the red oak. Now, it was a different pallet. A different pallet. Here's some of the red oak. Rough. I haven't done this. It's from the pallet. See, it's rough cut and everything. There's dirt embedded into it from being on. This was probably the bottom one sitting on the floor, you know, getting all gooey and whatever. So, see, there's the stain from the 2 before. So 2 before would have been here. And this is probably the piece that was on the bottom sitting on the concrete, okay? And got all, you know, dirtied up and stuff. See how nasty it is? All right, there's some more dirt and stuff. Okay, so anyway, that's totally not touched. That's off the pallet. Haven't touched it. This is one that I've done. This is red oak. You'll see the difference between red oak and white oak. See the difference? Red and white. Okay. So here's red oak. Commercial break, I guess. Anyway, I ran the rest of these through. Here's one that I just did. Okay. So you get the idea. Okay. A little snipe right there. But so anyway, you just run it through one. And then right here's your crank that raises this up and down. Okay. So what I can do is run it through. This one still needs a little bit more done, especially on this side here. What I look for is the holes, okay? This was the side that had the nail head on it. See how much bigger the hole is and how much more damage. On the other side, the hole is much smaller, so it looks a little better. So I try to find that side and do it the best. Have it got the best smoothness and everything. This one still needs to be done. The rest of them are pretty good. That one's really good. Yeah, this one I need to do. Good. We can do that one again. So just these two. So I'm going to run them through real quick. It's going to get noisy. Okay, as you can tell, that didn't cut anything. You heard the motor going, but as it went through it, it wasn't grinding the wood off or planing the wood off. I need to crank this down just a little bit. So when I turn this on, as it goes through, I'll crank that down until I hear it, and that's about where I want it. You take small pieces of it. You don't crank it down too much because then it bogs the machine down for one, and you don't get a very pretty cut. No, it doesn't work with mozzarella cheese. But now I could raise this all the way up and do the edges too, but I'm not worried about the edges on this boards because of where they're going. Now, these pieces here, the red oak, this is gonna be trim, okay? So I'm gonna put this back over here with the other red oaks. I got several boards of that. All right, so what I've done is I've shaved these down. I've got 9 of them, I think. Now I got 10. So I'm going to pick out, see this one here, got cracks in it. Okay, I probably won't use this board. Okay. No, this one here has a big gouge in it, right there. So I probably won't use it, and we'll just flip it over. But then on the other side, see the nail holes have big gouges. So this is one I'm going to set aside too. So I've got 8 of them here. Now what I'm going to do with those, up here. Let's go inside and I'll carry one with me and I'll show you where I'm putting these. Okay, because everything I've used so far is just 2x4s and plywood. Oh, here's my light. There you go. There's my light up there. Here's the switch. And it's just temporary. It's an old light that I had, just 12 volt light, and I just got hooked under the wire right there. That's temporary until the light comes from Amazon. I've got a 12 volt light coming. I think it's 8-inch disc, and put it right up in the center there. I've got other wires ran for strip LED strip lighting. So let me get some light in here. All right. Now we got some light on the side. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. All right. Remember these walls here? I got plywood. This is a 2x4 wall. This wall and that wall back there, the 2x4s are set on end, okay? Making the wall very thin. This wall I left wide because I want to put shelves. That's what these are for. I'm going to use Craig jig, the angled screw, drill holes in here. I'm going to put these in right here. I'm going to cut them to length, and that's just going to be the base where items will sit, okay? I've already got one down in there. It's that deep. I don't know why. You can store things down in there. The next shelf will probably go in about right here, and it gives me enough room I can get my hand down in there to grab stuff in here. But I'll put the next shelf probably about right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then this 2x4 is part of the wall. That will be a shelf too, and this one will be open. Now, that's the white oak, okay? I tried to use plywood. The problem with plywood is when you go at an angle like that, the screw wants to split the ends, and then it's not very strong at all. Plywood's good if you put a screw in this way, but if you put a screw in this way, not very good. So, I gotta put these shelves in here, and then the red oak, I'll trim that out. Once this shelf is in here, I'll trim it out and put the red oak, maybe a 2-inch lip, okay? 2 or 3 inch lip on the front to hold things in. So when you go down the road, that'll hold them in, okay? If that's not enough, I'll get a bungee cord, but not your rubber cords that a trucker would use on a flatbed tarp, but the nice corded type. They're like a whole bunch of little rubber bands, and it's coated, covered with cloth, you know. I'll get just black bungee cord, and I'll put them in there, and that will be another thing that will bend when you want to pull something out, but it's enough to hold cans and things like that. I'm thinking on this side would be Pam's hairsprays, you know, and beauty creams and whatever, you know, all that stuff that women use. Over here, this is going to be WD-40. No, but you get the idea. This is just going to be a storage shelf for stuff. And then on, like this one here's already in, I'll put a board across here in red oak, and then I've got maybe a 2 or 3 inch lip, and things will sit in there pretty good, okay? So I have to decide how big of a lip, whether I want a 2 inch, a 3 inch, or a 1 inch lip, probably a 2.5, somewhere along in there. All right, what else did I do in here? Let's set this aside. What I was doing this morning before the video, I was putting this plywood in. Instead of putting plywood all the way up and losing all this space, let's put shelves in here, okay? So that's what I'm working on now. I've got plywood bought. It's right over here. That's the deck for the bed. So I'm working on that too. And as you can see here, turn you around. Right down there is a 2x2. It's actually 1.5 by 1.5. But I've got that screwed into the wall, and that's what the plywood will set on top of that. It'll also, get you back here far enough, it'll set on that board, this plywood, that plywood, that plywood, that plywood, and then once I get the plywood in here, I'm going to put another 1x or 2x2 over here, and one across the back probably, and that will support the bed when you set it. It's going to be 3/4 inch plywood. Ungodly how much they cost on that for plywood now. This plywood here and that plywood, 1/2 inch plywood, I bought that about a month ago. It was $30 a sheet, and I was crying at that. I thought, my God. I bought, that's 3/4 inch, and I've got two sheets of 1/2 inch plywood right there, full 8-foot sheets. The 1/2 inch was $74, and the 3/4 inch, the stuff right here, was $96, if I remember right. $100 a sheet. Unfreaking believable. So yeah, when I bought all this that I put on the walls, I bought that about a month ago. It was $30. Now it's $70, $74. Just unbelievable. All right, so I got all the wiring in. There's some electrical wire right there. That's for the 12 volt. I was thinking disc light here. This is where the speaker would go for the radio, okay? This is the center of the bus right here, and there's the bus lights that go down from Bluebird. This is on the switch on the dash, okay, over here. So when I'm driving or whatever and I need dome lights, I can flip that switch and these lights will come on, okay? But I don't want to use them day to day because they'll run off the truck batteries, the starter batteries. I want the lights to run off of the house batteries that are solar powered. So I'm going to put a disc in here. It's an 8-inch light. I'm going to put it in right up here where the speaker went, okay? And actually, no, I don't have wires run to that. But I've got the wires in here for the speakers. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention to my camera. There's the wires for the speakers. I took them all out. So there's one over here, there's one there, and there's one way in the back, okay? I took all the speakers out because the radio didn't work with the shit anyway. So I took all that out, and figured that's a really good place for a dome light. When you first walk in, you can flip that switch, this lights it up. You get in here and turn other lights on, which switches will be back here, you know, places, okay? I haven't run the 12 volt. I don't know what kind of lights I'm gonna get yet, and I don't know exactly what kind of overhead cabinets I'm gonna do. So I just have wires run up here for that. Over here, I've got wires. Here's one that runs right along here. I've got it wedged in there right now, okay? It's just up there to be used at a later date, okay? So, there will be lights like under the counter, when your sink is right in this area. There'll be a light under there shining down, and over here, there'll be a light shining down on this countertop, okay? Above the windows, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna put boards or whatever here and have lights shining up, LED strip lights, and they will go up and hit the white and reflect. So you won't see the light directly, it's indirect lighting glowing the roof or the ceiling, okay? Kind of what I've got in mind there. So with that, here, this is the cord. Can't see it. That's the cord that I have from the outlet with the USB. Okay, this one's gonna go over here somewhere in this area, have an outlet for the TV. It'll have USB on it also. And then I have the remainder of this with USB. So I can have a full-size kitchen countertop here, come out 2 feet and 36 inches tall. And over here will drop down about a foot right below the window here, probably about right in here somewhere. And it'll only come out maybe a foot. And there'll be cubby holes underneath to store things. And up on top is where the TV will sit. And that will run all the way up to the front up here and drop off. And those will just be cubby holes to put like wicker baskets and stuff like that in to store things, okay? Let's see, what else have I worked on? Still haven't done anything with these wires here. This is the wires for the overhead air conditioners that used to be in here. And I hesitate to pull these out because these three, they run up over to these three over here. So if I ever need to get some electricity from here to there, they're already running. Just use them. So I think I'm just going to curl them up and stick them back in there for when I get to the overhead cabinets, I mean. And then here's some wires here that run up to the front of the bus. I'd like to get rid of them and follow them all the way down to the fuse panel and just delete them completely. But I got to take all that metal apart and it would be a fiasco. So I thought, no, we'll just leave it. I've already got it nice and painted, and I'll just tuck them wires in there and make sure I seal them up real good, because when I flip a switch there to turn the air conditioner on, these will get hot and I need to disconnect them, okay? What else? You know, see the battery system back here? All the solar, everything works all up and running now. Alright, we're going to put this there, I guess. Alright, we got 4 batteries on the floor. 12 volt, 300 amp hour. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1200 amp hours of battery. They all run in series, I think, over to... There we are. We're back. Well, that didn't last that long. So, anyway, I was showing you all that electrical before. So, that's kind of redoing stuff. But anyway, I got the... Last time I had the solar kind of hooked up. It was there and sort of, but it wasn't up and operational yet. Now it's completely operational. I still have to run wires to LED lights, but I'm not going to do that until I put the countertops and the overhead cabinets in, and then figure out where I'm going to put the lights and stuff. It'll be strip lighting, you know, where it's like tape and it has a whole bunch of little LEDs on it, and you just glue it in and put a housing around it. Very similar to what I did in the previous builds. So, yeah. So that's what I've done in the last week or so. Getting stuff done, it's a long, slow process, you know. And there's times I look at the bus and man, I should have been a lot farther along than I am. But I look at all the other stuff that I've done that I didn't do, but other people did. For instance, the mechanic, he worked on it for a couple weeks. Had to allot time for that. Getting it registered and insured and all that stuff. I knew that wasn't going to be a 2-hour deal. I knew it was going to be a 2 or 3 day deal, which it was. All day Thursday, Monday, and Wednesday. I spent 3 days on that for the most part, getting all that stuff. Now, not the whole day, but enough where I come out here, only got a couple hours to work before it's dark and I go home again. So, just inside the door where I flip the switch and turn that little dome light on, there's 2 switches in there, and the other switch is for the outside, that light right there on the outside. And it's nice and bright, I like it. Those will be nice when you're camping. You'll be able to, you know, light up the whole area where you're camping. And the thing is, I can turn this one off. Let's say there's a lot of bugs. I can turn this one off, turn this one on, so the bugs stay over here, but you have light over here. All right. See if we got any good comments to talk about. And we'll probably be wrapping this up. You missed the cowboy hat. All right, let me show you something. I'm going to show you something. Take the hat off. Do you see why I don't wear the cowboy hat during the summer? Unless you're Kenny Chesney, cowboy hat and shorts just don't work. Kenny Chesney, somehow he can pull it off. I think he's just because he's a cutie pie. He can pull it off. You know, Jimmy Buffett can pull it off. You know, that beach, you know, island thing, you know, cowboy hat and flip-flops. Cowboy hat, shorts, and flip-flops. They can pull it off. I can't pull it off. I look like a doof. So, no. That's why. Oh, better yet, that will be my screenshot for this video. My thumbnail. So, here we go. I'll get out here so I got good lighting. All right, now I can go back after this video's over and I can save that screenshot for a thumbnail. So, but that's why I don't wear a hat during the summer, unless I'm wearing jeans, and I don't like to wear jeans in the summer because it's hot. So, once I get back into jeans and it's cooler weather, and I only got one pair of jeans that'll fit right now, because the other one, I am trying, I've lost a little weight, but I doubt enough to make those others fit. I've been 40s, they're one pair of 40s. They're loosening up, they're getting a little looser, but the 38s, I don't think I'd be uncomfortable in them, you know. So that's why I don't wear the hat. So, boah ha ha. All right, Lisa, you're not allowed to laugh at me. Still looks great. I can pull it off. Yeah, right. Oh, Ray! Only for the bobblehead. For those of you who don't know, the bobblehead thing was when I was in the convoy and I'm driving down the road and I did the bobblehead thing. So anyway, thank you, Ray. Appreciate that. I want to know, Don T. Rump, where's my $1 million super chat? There you go. All right. Even thought of bug management? Yes. After, I don't have to worry about it in quartz after there's no bugs out there for the most part, wintertime. There's not any bugs around here. There's a couple flies once in a while, but not bad. In the windows that roll or slide down, I'm going to cut out, the framework of a screen, screen on your windows at home. They sell that down at the store. You can buy that and cut it off, miter it at 45 degrees, cut and size it, and then put your screen in there and press your screen in and make little screens that fit in, probably with magnets, and fit into those windows. When you roll the window down, you put your screen in there so air can flow, but the bugs stay out. So yeah, and you're camping, there's gonna be bugs. Flies are for the bowl, yeah. Let's see. Mud Pig, I haven't talked to Mud Pig in a couple weeks now. Last time I talked to him 3 weeks ago. He was on his vacation or his honeymoon, two-year delayed honeymoon. He was down there in Tennessee. I haven't talked to him since, though. I probably ought to give him a call. Yeah, I agree, Ray. You got projects you need to do, but the lumber prices are just stupid right now. Why? I mean, it's another thing. Hey, how can we screw the public out of a bunch of money, and we'll blame it on COVID? Everything's blame it on COVID, and just get sick of it. All right, I think we're getting toward the end of this video. Go back and see if I missed a few comments here. Now, I'm probably somebody. Yeah, Ernie, his friend run boards through his brand new planer. Probably messed it up or something. Yeah. Yeah, Ernie, that's the whole idea of a planer, though, is to run old, boards through and rough cut, get the rough cut off, and get the smoother cut on it. Now I know there's a jointer. I don't have a jointer. I use my thickness planer as a jointer. Pretty much the same thing. It's just they work slightly different. But I know a thickness planer is actually for a different reason, but they both do pretty close to the same thing. But yeah, somebody's probably wondered why I'm using that really nice white and red oak. Why am I using that in the bottom of a thing? because it's the only hardwood that I have other than 2x4s, and I'd have to split 2x4s in half. And I try to use plywood, but what happens, here's the plywood. Here's the plywood, and you put the what do they call them, the Craig jig, and you drill that angle, you know, so you can put a screw in from an angle. Well, that, you can drill the hole and everything, but when you put the screw in, the board split, like this one right here, split right here, and I've tried gluing it together and then gonna run it in there again, and then I got to thinking, I'm just gonna have the same problem with every one of these. See, this one here, I haven't done yet, but the very first one I put in there, the board, it just split on the end, because you're breaking that glue seal between the laminates. And so I wanted to use plywood because it's, you know, I got a lot of it, little scrap pieces like this would fit perfect in there, but it just, I can't use that Craig jig, and that's the only way I can get them in. If I drew screws or whatever all the way through the 2x4s, I can't get to one side because it's up against the wall, so I have to toe nail them in with the Craig screws. And the thing is, yeah, I should have put all that in before I even put the wall up, so I could put it in from either angle. But even then, whether the screw's coming in at this angle and coming out and splitting it, or going in from this end and going in and splitting it, it's still, anytime you put a screw into the end grain of plywood, it can split that. And I know you can pre-drill a hole so there's not as much force and the screw goes in, it doesn't pry it, but then you lose a lot of your holding strength. So plywood just isn't a good use for that. I wished it was, because it's down in there, you can't see it. It's out, you know. If I had some pine, some old pine wood like that, I would. The only thing I have is that oak, and it's been there for 10 years. Been sitting there waiting for a project, so might as well use it up. So anyway, instead of going and buying high-dollar wood. So anyway, that's where I'm going to use that white and that red oak, and probably use that red oak around the trims of the windows up front and stuff too, the side windows there. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm going with all that. What else? It seems like there's something else I'm forgetting. I've talked about license, the tag, the insurance. I've talked about the diet. I showed you what I've done on the bus. Feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what it would be. But I always feel that way. I always feel like I'm forgetting something. So. Use finish screws. They have a smaller, yeah. It's not the head. You want a big head going down in anyway. It's hard to explain. The thing is, if you put a screw in there that has it's too much to explain. Different screws affect these differently, and if you put like sheetrock screws in, sheetrock screws, you got the shaft, you know, the shaft of the screw and all the threads on it, and on the head is shaped like a triangle. Okay, so as it goes in, here's a sheetrock. As it goes in, it wedges into the sheetrock and has a flat head on the screw. They have other heads that are flat, you know, where the shaft comes up, it comes out flat and then crowned over the top where the Phillips head or whatever goes in for your screwdriver. You want the flat type screws because when you drill this hole out, it's flat in there, and if you use a tapered head, it'll go in there and push it out. I wasn't even all the way in yet, and it was already splitting it from the size of the thread, the size of the screw itself, you know. So, but yeah, it's not super strong because once you put that in there, it's not holding there's only about half of the board is holding from pushing down. So I could probably get away with this, but it would bug me knowing it. One day, I'll all put it together, and one day one of the boards breaks out, and now, you know, I got to tear it all apart and redo it again. Wish the sun had come out. I want to get that thing out in bright sunlight and see what kind of voltage I get out of, or how many watts of amps I'm putting into the batteries. I'm really hoping it's up there in the 2,000, 2,200 range, 2,500 range. So I've had that all hooked up for 5 days now. Haven't had a chance to charge the batteries worth a darn, because I'm inside working on it. When I do pull it out, out in the sun, it's overcast and it's not really getting much. There's other days when it's really cloudy. Yesterday, when I drove it into town to get the tag put on it and everything, I had to get it inspected and everything. So I drove it into town to do that. And while I was driving around looking, it was like 170 on the front group and 160 on the back group, and a total of 312 or something like that. So it wasn't very much, but still, it's 312 watts. That's enough to make up for the loss in the refrigerator and the TV. As long as you don't use any high power cooking utensils or whatever that really draw a lot of electricity, even on a cloudy day, you break even. Might not gain anything, but at least break even. So, all right, with that, trying to think what else I can talk about. I think that's about it. So, that's it, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's the end of the show. The end of the Sasnak show. Play the Lawrence Welk, adios, au revoir, until we meet again. Y'all remember Lawrence Welk? My grandma and grandpa, they never missed. Oh, they loved Lawrence Welk. So, anyway. I like Carol Burnett. Carol Burnett show was a lot better, I thought. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Mention that. I haven't mentioned that in a while. Don T. Rump. No, I did not sell the semi. Still sitting out there. See? Oh, can you see it out there? There it is. Still sitting there. I haven't really advertised it or nothing. I just, told people about it, but I haven't really advertised it. Probably do that next spring sometime. Try to sell it. See what comes of it. So. I want a bubble machine. I can put soap in here and blow bubbles out of my pipe. Smothers Brothers. Laugh-In was really good. I never really watched the Smothers Brothers too much. I watched what Dad wanted to watch as a kid. And I was the remote. Remember that? 3 channels, 4 channels. We had ABC, NBC, CBS, and PBS. That was it. And they didn't come in worth a shit. None of them. All snowy all the time. All right, yeah, one of the things that I haven't mentioned in quite a while is Sasnak stickers. North Star still has stickers if you want stickers. If you want stickers, send me an email on sasnakvideo@yahoo.com. Send me an email, and I will forward that email to her, and she'll get in contact with you, okay? Leave a phone number or something like that so she can call and get a hold of you, or an email address or something, whatever. So, well, you, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. She had to get rid of the P.O. box. It was just she wasn't selling enough stickers anyway. Right at first, there was a whole bunch of people wanted stickers, and I knew that was going to happen. Figured we'd sell them for 3 or 4 months, and then everybody that wanted one would have them, and probably wouldn't sell anymore. Very many more. And it's not worth keeping a $70 or $80 P.O. box for a few stickers. So. Going about it a different way. If you want a sticker, send me an email and I'll forward it to her, and she can get in contact with you and get your address and everything mailed to you. So, what else? That's it. I can't think of anything else. So I guess that's it. We've been on here for an hour and a half. So, Heather. Hee Haw. There you go, North Star. Remember, Hee Haw was one of my favorite shows too. Hee Haw was really good. I still like. I went back when I was on the road and everything. I go back and watch or listen to the Hee Haw shows and stuff. It was always nice to see the old stars from them days. You know, Conway Twitty and Tanya Tucker and people like that would show up on Hee Haw all the time. But and you forget how good Roy Clark was. God, he was such a good guitar player, and he played a lot of different instruments. So anyway, with that, I guess we're done. We'll talk to you next week sometime. I don't know which day, Thursday. So we'll probably talk to you next Monday, Tuesday, somewhere along in there. I wanted to do a video on Monday, but because I was running around doing other things, I couldn't get out here to the shop in time to do a 12 o'clock show. And I didn't know what time I was going to be out here, if any. And so I didn't do anything on Monday. Tuesday I was busy something. Tuesday's when we went down and looked at the container. And I was busy with that most of the day. And so yeah, there were several days. I wanted to do a video a few days ago, but I just didn't have the chance. So here it is today. You got your show. So anyway, with that, they no more flashlight videos from what I can tell. They offered to send me these little bitty keychain lights, half the size of this one, and it's basically you twist it, it comes on, you twist it, it goes off, and uses a AAA battery. And I'm like, nah, I just didn't bother. We'll send you 10 of them. Nobody wants them. So I mean, why would I give that's almost an insult as a gift, So yeah, if they're not going to send me a good flashlight, I won't bother. So, and I know there was somebody said, if I see one more flashlight video, I'm gonna, and he didn't finish, but you got try to get that point across. Don't like the flashlight, but the thing about the flashlight videos though, the title of the video and the thumbnail, it's a flashlight video. So if you don't want to watch a flashlight, don't watch it. Okay, don't click on it. Simple as that. I do it simply to get a few flashlights to give some friends of mine. That's the only reason I do it. But yeah, I should have got those. That's what I should have done. I should have went ahead and did those keychain videos, and I could give Pam 10 keychain flashlights. That would have been a good gift for her. Just being ornery. Just being ornery. So, all right, gotta put my working hat back on. Put my eyeballs back on so I can see what I'm doing. And y'all be good. Take care. All right. We'll see you next week. Adios.